Call me Mr. Sandman.
Sandman Bumbo. No, that's part of the plan. Original done. I ain't done yet. Smoke my trees. Smoke my weed.
Telling all these hoes green gonna
but it takes a good weed. This will be done. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Sing red wine. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman from Bow Pop Lemonade. Come. Send for the very good weed. Smoke my trees.
call me Mr. Sandman.
Sandman Bumbo. No, that's part of the plan. Original done. I ain't done yet. Smoke my trees. Smoke my weed.
Telling all these hoes green gonna
but it takes a good weed. This will be done. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Sing red wine. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman from Bow Pop Lemonade. Come. Send for the very good weed. Smoke my trees.
call me Mr. Sandman.
Trees. Sandman Bumbo. and I ain't done yet. Smoke my trees. Smoke my weed.
Telling all these hoes green gonna
But it takes a good weed. But it takes a good weed, done. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Sing red wine. Sing red wine. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman from Bow Pop Lemonade. Come. Send for the very good weed. Smoke my trees. Smoke my trees. Smoke my trees.
call me Mr. Sandman.
Trees. Sandman from Bow. No, that's part of the plan. Original done. Original done. And I ain't done yet. Smoke my trees. Smoke my weed.
Telling all these hoes green gonna
But it takes a good weed. But it takes a good weed, done. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman. Mr. Sandman.
Yo. Oh, what you know about it, yo? Sup, fam? We're here. 105 feedback stream. We have a lots of tracks up here in Ableton, loaded up, locked and loaded. If you guys want to submit songs for feedback, I do live streams every week, and you can submit in hashtag live WIP feedback here in my Discord. Join my Discord in the description, or you can join it here in the chat as well. I'll be in the chat while I'm listening. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Let's run this. So let's see who's first in line. Two of these submissions were Broken Links, Gone Astray, and Wesley Mack. So you guys can resubmit yours if you can hear me. We're going to go up to the next submission, which is Tree Amigos, Needed You. Let's get it done. Let's go. Nicely done. That was sounding actually really good. That was fun. I was dancing the whole time. I got lost in the sauce. Vocals are really good. It's a classic vocal. And then the overall drops, how much you're changing it, all the different variations, and keeping us all the way to the end is really important. And you did that well. Lots of different types of basses too. Nice flows. Sounds good. Technically, the only thing I think it really needs is maybe a little bit more volume on the whole mix. It is -7 LUFS, so usually dubstep songs are going to be louder than this. If this was more wubby and softer or more gentle, more minimal, then I'd be like, okay, -7's cool. Even -10 could be, but if you try to compare this to other songs in your genre, you just want them to be matching and balanced. If you're going to be DJing the similar songs, they should not have any big differences in volume. So just measure some reference tracks, see how loud you guys want to get it, and if so, get it louder than -7 LUFS, which is a little quiet for dubstep songs. Otherwise, everything sounds cool. Really like how the drop starts fast as well. And I think that's about it. You can use compression and saturation and Pro L to individual tracks, groups, and buses, and you can start turning things up, cleaning stuff up with EQ, and balancing things out if you need to get some more gain. EQ boosts too, you could always be turning up the highs. High shells are always nice. Nice. Nicely done. Tree Amigos. Next in line is Petrichor Dub 004. Who does be? Ignatius. Okay. Let's get it done. Let's see what you got in store. Okay, alrighty. That's Petrichor Dub 004. Lots of different movements and sounds and feelings. It's deep, it's dark. There's some good things in this. There's some certain sections that sound really cool and very nice, but then other sections sound a bit like random, or the main thing is it almost feels like the basses keep talking and they don't stop talking, like they like run on sentences. There's not much phrasing or structure going on here, so it's just like constant different sounds playing, and they're not really talking to each other as much as they could. So I would just start to really consolidate how long, because the drop felt very long. It felt like the whole song, and these beginning, like the intro and the outro, have these pads that are really nice. This outro is actually amazing. Like this, these vibes can be in the middle also. Right here. But when you hear it, it's like the drums are still playing, bass is still playing, so it's still like we're in the drop. Drop feels very long. Sections like this are really nice though. I like this. See, we already changed. Like this super nice section that you just made here, it's repeatable and it should be repeated. There should be some type of phrasing and structure built around your best phrases, but it's almost like we have a lot of different sections here and it just kind of keeps changing. And I'm not saying that it's technically like a bad thing, but you want to have, like, you're almost giving them too much, you know? You want to keep it simple. Less really is more. And if the listener has something to come back to every time, it'd be good. But there's just too much here, and it's starting to feel like there's too many sections that don't sound as good as some sections, and it's like way too many different rhythms and basses, vibes and feelings. You know, like all these things are sick in sound design terms, but they need to be structured in a way so that we can dance to them and they impact us heavily, because you could rise things up and drop things and repeat things a couple times. EDM is a lot about repetition. We just can't get too repetitive and sound like a broken record. But yeah, you just want to find a balance. This is pretty decent, you know, kind of quiet. Use some more compression, maybe EQ boosting. Start to experiment with turning up frequencies and see how far you can push things. We're about like -9 left, so it's a little bit quiet. Love that progressing wobble, said Toxic Toast. Very nice indeed. You're welcome, Devil's Advocate. No problem, man. Up next, in line. Who do we have this time? JVM. JVM. Okay, JVM. What's your song called? Take 5. We got Take 5, buddy. Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry. I know you're somebody to Take 4, but we got Take 5. Take 5, almost done. Cool bass drop. Idea February 15th, May 5th, 2025. Let's run that. Nicely done. Okay, JVM. Putting in some of that flow to the flow. You know what I mean for sure. Take 5. Almost done. Cool bass drop idea. Cool. That was pretty funky. It was kind of, yeah, I get these different vibes, you know, almost like video game vibes, like futuristic. I'm on a rollerblade grinding, like old school PS2 music vibes. I don't know how to exactly explain it, but it feels cool. It feels good. And the overall phrasing and arrangement and structure made a lot of sense. The energy's there. I'm dancing a little bit. There could be more energy, I think. One of the main things, 2 things that need to be amped up to add more energy would be one of the main things is that you're kind of repeating the same fast rhythm, bump, 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 like with everything the whole time. And there's not really a sound that is long, like, rah. And you can mix the long rhythms and the fast rhythms. You're kind of just doing a fast rhythm the whole time. If you started making variations in the rhythm, like go, bum, 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 and keep it moving, and then go back and forth between different rhythms, the fast rhythm will keep its value over time, and we won't get bored of it. You know, we won't get tired of it as easily. Otherwise, if you just keep playing the fast rhythms, we get used to it. It doesn't become as new and fresh, and things start to fade. So that could help. That could be easy. Long call bass right on the drop. Like as soon as it drops, long call bass, you know, go back and forth long and fast. And then towards the end, this bass line has been repeating for about 2 minutes now, and it's feeling repetitive. It's feeling like we've heard it way too much, and it's really losing its spunk. You can easily just change 1 or 2 notes to surprise the listener, give them some new feeling, you know, make it fresh and keep it moving towards the end. And yeah, it'll seem nice. Otherwise, this is cool. Lots of melodics. I like the guitar. Yeah, I like this section too with the vocal chops. That was sick too. Yeah, this is overall really cool, man. Nicely done. Thanks. It's hard to genre this. It is very hard to genre this. Some growls. It doesn't have to be a growl. It could just be any sustained sound. So like think of Serum. You can load up a saw wave, a square wave, and have them sustain play. Just play blah, and then add like a filter or cool effects on it. It could be any sound like that. You could go with your wildest dreams and use your imagination. That's the goal, you know. Experiment, see what works. It's all about how that sound flows with the next sound, though. So test it like that. Don't just make a sound by itself. Make them flow together. That will be a done deal. Next up is Beyond Reality. Your link was broken, so he resubmitted his. So we're going to get his on in here. Okay. Let's go ahead and get it done. And what, JVM, what'd you say right here? If I mute everything but bass and drums and try to work on it like that and add some growls and stuff, thanks. You're welcome, JVM. No problem. Keep it ripping. Keep them bangers ripping. All right, let's get him in here. There's Beyond Reality. One more time. One more time. All right, hold up. Young Reezy's up here. We're going to do one more time. That's Beyond Reality. One more time, featuring Brolo.
One
Cleanliness. That was clean, man. All these harmonies and melodies and the overall songwriting is very emotional, so much energy. It's festival vibes, and you're able to deliver a really heavy drop, honestly. There's only one phrase that sounded off that needed work. Otherwise, all the other phrases sounded really cool. When you brought in the Daft Punk vocal, that shit was a fire, and then a sustain comes. Lots of variations, lots of different changes in each phrases, in all the phrases, I should say, and it makes it so that once we get to the end, everything still feels new. You want to repeat it, play it again, because you want to re-listen to everything. So that was good, man. That is how you put things together. This is clean. This not as clean. Maybe like it's going too fast for too long, and maybe the pitch is too high. Or maybe it's not too high, but it's like maybe playing the wrong note. You may have frequency shifted it or changed the note, and I don't know, just check the frequencies, you know. Check all your frequencies. The dan. This is sick right here. It's like a video game or like an NBA. That sound. That's just clean right there. Nice. These fills, super important. These melodic vocal fills in your drop is just gluing everything together very well. Yeah, man, this is great. This is a good time. This is a one more time good time. Let me just double check the volume of it. Yeah, we're at about -7. Let's go sustain. We're super loud. Gets a bit louder, about a left louder at the sustain. Yeah, this is cool. Good job, Beyond Reality. Nicely done. Second drop made by Brolo. The rest is mine, said Beyond Reality. Well, you know, shouting you guys out right now, give you a little bit of that clappage. Ah, man, my claps aren't even on here. Hold on, we gotta reclap it. Very cool. Beyond Brolo. Got a little bit of combinations. Who's next in line? And who shall play the frequencies? CBPM, ask yourself. WIP. Check out cover art. Okay, cover art. Ask yourself, where you at? I don't see it. Hold up. Let's make sure we even have it. I guess not. What the hell is going on here? Ask yourself. Hold on, CBPM. We're going to get this. That's odd. Or was it in Ableton? I'm just skipping it. Okay. Cool. Now we're good. One more time. Now ask yourself, let's run it down and see what you got. Do you have the heat? Do you have a heater? We shall see. You're welcome, Beyond.
Ask yourself when you're all alone. Ask yourself when you go to war. Ask yourself when you're all alone. Can you lead your army into the unknown? Ask yourself when you're all alone.
You a man down, well I'm a man up. When it's game on, better know I tear it up. I'm Brady in the field, Michael in the clutch. I'm a shark smelling blood, now I don't give a fuck.
Yo.
Now I don't give a fuck. Ask yourself when you're all alone. Can you lead your army into the unknown? Do you have it inside you, in your soul? When they try to cut you down, are you made of stone? Ask yourself, will you go to war? If the ball's in your hands, will you shoot score?
Ask yourself when you're all alone. Ask yourself when you're all alone. Ask yourself when you go to war.
All right, cool. Ask yourself, WIP by CBPM. What does that stand for? CBPM? Is that an acronym for something? Maybe carrots, beets, potatoes, mashed? I'm just kidding. I know it's not the food acronym. Cool. So, overall, song has pretty low energy, you know? The song reminds me of something that you would hear like in Fast and the Furious, like a video game or something. Sounds like a video game. It doesn't sound like high energy dance music. It sounds like something you'd hear like in a nightclub in a movie or something. Someone trying to make electronic music. And the reason is because of just the phrasing and the energy. The thing is we're probably supposed to feel a lot faster than this, but we're dancing in halftime. So like if you're riding in 180, for example, we're dancing in 90. We're dancing half of that because of the way the drums and all the leads and all the breaks are set up. So we don't get that 1, 2, 3, 4 fast dance. We get half of that the whole song. And that itself is reducing the energy a lot. And it happens, and you may want it to be like that, but that's something to be aware of. You know, you could easily speed things up by having instruments go to the 1, 2, 3, 4 constantly without breaking and keep the energy higher and get things pumping. I'm not too sure if you're trying to make dance music, but if you are, then we want to make people dance because that's the goal. But you never know. You may be trying to just make regular electronic music, you know, and technically this is fine. You have cool sounds in here, cool drums, cool breaks. But like I said, energy is low. So being able to dance to this and actually groove and get down is not going to be that possible unless we really speed things up rhythmically. And I know things are already fast, like the breaks, you know what I'm saying? But they're stopping and they don't continue to play. And the drums itself are not 4 to the floor, like the kick, for example, is not 4 to the floor. Things like that. Also, intro. This is very, like, it's very empty. You know, there's not much here. So, and it takes a long time for things to gradually build up. So just make sure you layer things out, get things pumped up. Stuff that you use in your drop can easily be reused in the intro, and it'll glue things together, keep things cohesive. So that's always good. Towards the end of your song,
You a man down, well, I'm a man up.
the vocals start playing by themselves.
You a man down.
And before that, we're kind of just repeating the main lead. There's not much phrasing going on. There should be call, response, fill. There should be within 4 bars or within 8 bars, some type of call, response, fill. We need to be able to go back and forth between two things and not just repeat different bases at different times. And we want there to be some type of phrase and some type of structure so that we feel like things are together. Because when this vocal comes in,
You a man down.
it almost comes in like we don't expect it to come in. So the whole timing of all of it just feels a bit off.
Shark smelling blood, now I don't give a fuck.
Like you hear, it's like kind of empty. Rhythms are low, so energy's pretty low at this section too. And then when we bring this lead back, usually this would hit.
Ask yourself when you're all alone, can you leave?
Especially with the vocals playing with the lead, it almost becomes like a full song at this point.
Ask yourself when you're all alone.
But that lead itself, we've heard a lot already throughout the track for about 2 minutes now. So it's beginning to get very repetitive at this point. And we need to start changing the lead's tonality, the notes that it's playing, the rhythm that it's playing. Anything like that can add variation so that it feels new to the listener. And then we get surprised and we're like, oh my God, that's crazy. And then boom, they do the face. You know, the face. That bass face, basically. Measure your sub too. Your sub, it's important the bass in the sub is super dominant. So make sure you use a luff meter. You can measure it. Get it as loud as -10, -8 luffs. And that's going to be real big and powerful for your sub. It's like an 808 right now, it sounds like. So the low frequencies themselves are getting eliminated, and they're being replaced more by the distortion layers and the mid and highs of the 808. We really want that clean sine wave for the low frequency so that you can feel it in your chest. You can keep that layer that you have now and use it as a mid and a high layer, but the low frequencies need to be like boomy. Gotta feel it in our chest. Don't just want to hear it. So yeah, keep those things in mind. You know what it is. 100 BPM. Let's see BPM. That's hip hop vibe. Mostly going for UK dubstep vibes. Cheers. We'll work on it. Awesome, dude. Nicely done. Good job. Snap Crackle City, yo. And I also say, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Up next in line. Who we got? Who we got today? The Preacher. Zack Attack. Look at this cover art. This cover art's crazy. Oh my gosh. Zach, you good over there? You good, dude? Damn. All right, we'll put him in. We'll put him in right now. The Preacher. Zack Attack. Let's run.
In hell itself was the first man to ever be born from death to life.
Over there, Mr. Man. I see you.
The Apostle Paul kept confessing that he didn't confess continually, I'm forgiven.
Thank you.
You want me to tell you how I know that? Because he wrote again to the church at Corinth and he said, receive me. I've wronged no man and I've defrauded no man. I didn't do that. I did not do it. Extremely highly because God said it.
Well, god damn. That's some spicy ass shit, man. I had never heard you drop something this heavy. Dude, what you doing over there? You in the corner, in that dark corner, and making them all them bangers? Yo, honestly, that gave me a lot of energy, man. It got me all hyped up. You got me dancing. Your phrasing was good. It's mixed well, too. We're at -6 left. We're loud. We're not too loud where you're destroying my ears. You technically could go a little louder if you wanted to. So just letting you know, you have some headroom available. The overall processing can be better too. You're getting heaviness already, but if you really get that sub and that gun and process them together, so saturate them together or clip them together. I add the M saturator as well, which I do all the time, and really get it even bigger and even crazier. It will really pop off. It'll sound really good. You should do that. Keep in mind too, some tails are not long enough for the sub specifically. So like these are little subs, little guns, honestly, at the beginning here. Good sound design, but it can be like huge. It could be like 3 times bigger than this, probably, just with a little bit of extra post-processing. Group them together. Your little sustain here is kind of tiny. I call that mini sussy. So sustains like that, maybe turn them up a little bit more, maybe add another layer that could support whatever's missing. So like if the sus is mono, add a layer that's wide, or vice versa. Spinkly doodle on spinkly dot. Now these guns, longer tails, process them a little bit more, saturate them, add M saturator like I do all the time, and you can get things fucking fat. Things get louder, bigger here. I'm really happy that you're switching up the rhythms, letting the sustain play out more. We're going to do a quick test on how loud your sub is, because we want some to be maximum volume. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't max, it ain't right. So we're going to do a low pass and just measure your lows. They feel nice and spicy. -12 lefts. So this is basically pretty quiet. It's supposed to be at -8 lefts. So remember, like I said, use your saturation, use that grouping thing that I just said, push it up. It's going to get to -9, -8, and stay right there. This last phrase at the end is the only one that really sounded repetitive and like it didn't fit too well, but the fill at the end was super sick. So you kind of brought me back with that sick fill at the end. Let's listen to just this phrase. Okay, so you know what it is. Bit repetitive, kind of doing the same thing over and over again. Plus that was already done previous phrases, so it doesn't feel new anymore. Overall, dude, good job, man. I love to see that shit out of you. Give you a little bit of that clappage. Nicely done. That's the preacher. Zack Attack. Next in line, Trevor with the Young Reezy. Check out that frog. Check out that cat. Check out that disco. Where we at, Young Reezy? Let's go. Yes, sir. Toxic Toast.
What you know about the game, Granddad?
I know the game.
Taking women out to eat, giving them free meals? What part of the game is that? You taking her to Red Lobster with the cheddar biscuits. The fam ain't eating cheddar biscuits, but this random broad is eating cheddar biscuits.
I know the game. The granddaddy knows the game.
Game recognize game, Granddad.
I know that game. The granddaddy recognizes game.
Game
What the hell is wrong with you, Huey? If your brother wants to play with Ed and Rummy, that's his business.
Granddad, Ed and Rummy are international criminals. There he goes, hating again.
The assistant district attorney, I'd have to arrest you and send you to jail. And you wouldn't want that, would you?
Who do I look like? Snitchy McRat? I don't talk to police.
Point is, we won.
That's what you call winning. A nigga's nuts in your face. Hey, let me get that for you, homie. Any of y'all need a coaster? Let me go get y'all these coasters right quick.
Good sampling. Yeah, that's the Boondocks, yeah? That's fire. This is okay, you know. The overall phrasing and flow of this needs a lot of work. There's not a lot of energy in this because we're kind of repeating the same rhythm the whole time, like the same speed. We'll just repeat the whole time. And we're not really taking a break from anything either. There's a lack of fills and breaks. There should be some type of call, response, break, and you repeat it over and over and over to keep things structured, to keep things continuously moving also. But we don't have that here. We kind of like start the drop and it just continuously goes and doesn't really stop. We do start changing tonalities and the overall design of the sounds as we progress, which is good. But we need to be doing that with the actual structure, the call, response, the fill. It adds more energy and it keeps things aligned, which is going to be important. We need to make sure that basically energy stays high and then energy continues to stay high after each phrase. And you can also work on keeping the main bass lead nice and fresh and new by adding these breaks and fills so that we take a break from it and then we go back to the bass and it stays fresh because it just doesn't continuously play, and that's going to help. You know, stuff like this, these types of sounds, these wubs could really be taken into the direction of really getting psychedelic and atmospheric, euphoric and crazy. And you can do that. But right now it sounds like it's a little bit more higher energy. Like maybe you want to like play this at the festival, get people dancing. So yeah, you just want to step up energy levels for sure. And lastly, the kick and sub, like in the beginning, feel very small. So these drums really need to be a big focus of yours. There's only a couple different elements in your track, so these drums need to be loud, big, clean, crisp, lots of clarity. And this kick feels very small, very tiny, very small, little guy. And the sub itself.
There we go, hating again.
Let's find it. The sub itself is like moving with the basses. And it's just very quiet, very small. Remember, this is bass music, so that sub, those low frequencies need to be a huge focus. If the bass has the sub with it already, you can just add an EQ8 and you can play only the sub like this, group it, open up your chains, and duplicate this EQ8 chain, Command D. Then reverse the shape. You click on the shape we just changed and go to the opposite direction. Now you have the lows and the highs / mids separated. And then on the lows chain, you can turn up the low frequencies and boost them with saturation, a kick tight with gain, or EQ boosts like this, and really just turn up the lows if you want to keep the sub that is already in the bass that is playing in the song, or you could make a separate sub. Either one, but get it done. Yeah, okay, Young Reezy. Nicely done. Cool. Next in line, Scary Larry. Helping Bro Step. One song at a time. Oh, okay. Scary Larry. Low motion. What did it do? Magnus. If you want feedback, please submit a track in my feedback channel. It's called Live WIP Feedback. And it will be in my Discord that you can join with that link right there. Let's run it down. Links in chat, links in chat. Scary Larry on the ones and twos. Scary Larry. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch. This is the feedback stream. Scary Larry coming in. Let's go. Scary Larry. Okay, nicely done. Scary Larry. Cool. Helping Bro Step one song at a time. That was a frequency. This is pretty cool. Sounds a bit empty, unfortunately. It sounds like in the intro and the build-ups, we're missing a main element. Like we're missing a main vocal lead or a main synth lead. And I can give you like one example, a brass, like boom, 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 or a synth, dun, 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 and kind of playing in the intro to add more energy and keep things moving, because things slow down a bit here. It's kind of like an instrumental, no main lead really playing. Same with here. So we really want to fill that up even more and finish it off When we get to the drop too, it could use the lead, but in very, like we kind of sprinkle in the lead. So maybe just on the call bass and maybe right at the fills, we play the lead a couple notes, and that will add more energy in the drop, plus glue things together and make the song feel even more cohesive. That lead and stuff will be the majority of the energy or the vocal that you choose, and that will give you a perfect time to even title the song and name it something related to that main lead. So right at this fill, it's empty, but it could be filled up with like that lead that we're talking about, like you know, you can like layer in a synth melodic riff on top of everything. It'll just feel nice and dandy. It'll add emotion, add energy, keep things moving. It'll be a good time. Look for polysynths. Look for synth plucks. Look for mostly synths. You know, we want it to feel EDM-y, so not really any keyboards or bells. Maybe a bell, but probably look more towards synths. You could even try a brass, but you really want to listen to the frequencies and see what's available. There's a lot of lows and low mids already being used, so high frequencies, there's a lot more available space that we can use. So ideally, the instrument that you choose will be using the higher frequencies and dominating that spectrum instead, so everything can fit together. Be a nice one. Yeah, lead on top would be legit, says Scary Larry. Yes, sir. You know what it is. Thanks. Laser Blue, what's good, man? Yo. Drop a guitar solo in there, said JVM. Oh my Lord have mercy. Yes. Imagine. That's some Sullivan King shit, you know? Laser Blue, if you submit, it'll be on the next stream. We only let in about a couple submissions per stream, so just submit as soon as you can. It'll be on the stream on Monday. On Monday, okay. Next up is Goat Dubs. This should be heavy. It is called Bell, so we don't know if it's heavy yet. It's just Bell. Free download. Alf King and Goat Dubs. Bell. Okay. Let's go. Exquisite. Alv King and Go Dubs Bell. Free download. That shit was hard, bro. The feelings you get, like I'm feeling like we're in the Middle East and India, like somewhere not in America. And it feels so cool. It feels like we're dancing in a different way. It's probably the scales or the modes that you're using. It feels great. The overall energy is super high. Mixing's great. Phrases keep changing. Go Dubs, when you start ripping and the melodic riff plays on top of the bass, it's just so hard, man. Heavy, man. It's interesting. It's like it's like everything leads up to the second half of the drop, and then full energy blasts. Like you don't feel the same energy at the beginning of the drop. There's not as much. There's energy, a lot, good amount. But that melodic riff really takes it to the next level. It really goes crazy. The call and response here is really good. I like the pitch bending on the sub. That shit's beautiful. Overall, this is just super heavy, super clean. Great transitions, good phrasing. Everything looks nice, man. I do feel like these are empty, though, these sections. Like, it's a perfect bed for an epic vocal to be narrating the end of the world, or the battle, or something crazy, you know? There can be a lot of story to be told just with a simple vocal, good narration, good post-processing, make it clean. It will really keep people coming back to the song even more if there's a strong theme. Overall, though, very clean, very nice, nicely done. Go Dubs, Alf King, coming in with that bell. You would have never known till you knew it, but now you know. Nevrozat and Yimfoka Maniac, 1742. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Okay, see it. Introducing the Maniac.
Hey, how's my face?
right. Nevrozed and Yamfaka. Maniac, 1742. You know the date. We got some rhythm function time in here. Unfortunately, the rhythm function feels a little bit off, a little bit unbalanced, you know. The song's very loud, almost too loud, and there's not enough of the good frequencies. We really only have a lot of harsh frequencies being turned up, and the sub itself feels small, feels weak. It doesn't feel big at all. We're gonna measure to see how loud it is, and we gotta make sure it's in the middle too, because I might be tripping, but it kind of felt like it was like on the left side. So we're just gonna double check some things here real quick with the subby. The bass and the sub is the most important part of all of this as we make this bass music. So we need it to be perfect. And there's a lot of rules when it comes to these low frequencies. I like to have to be mono, basically. So we're gonna check to see if your sub's mono. And this is the sub right here. You see how it's like going to the left? It's crazy. It's like phasing to the left. So this is a problem. We need to go back into your sub and make sure that the low frequencies are mono. You get out of utility, bass mono, or go right into the synth and do it from there. That's going to be important. That's a big problem that needs to be resolved. You want to get that sub perfect and in the middle. It's going to help the whole mix and make things feel bigger. It'll have its own space all perfectly. And then the leads itself, like the rhythm leads, the squares, all that function, they seem very spread out. And we don't really have anything in the middle for those leads. So it's like the sub is by itself in the middle. The leads are super wide, and it feels like an unbalanced stereo image as well. So you want to look at those leads and make sure that they're not drowning in effects. They could be drowning in reverb, delay, phasers, and we start to lose the mono signal and it gets super wide. Now you can find a balance of that. You know, maybe you want more wide and less mono. You can do that, but we just want things to sound full. Kind of sounds like there's some empty remaining space that we're not using as we listen to that. Towards the end, the main bass lead is getting very repetitive. We've already heard that tonality and the rhythm a lot already throughout the song. So towards the end, it gets repetitive and much harder to listen to, a lot less energy. So I'd be looking at those things for sure. Definitely, you could turn it down a little bit. You know, you're at about -3. You can go down a little bit on the squares and all your rhythm basses, and then go more hard on the sub. We'll check the sub LUFS. So you can see our sub is only, let's see. Yeah, sub actually looks -8. It looks loud enough. Those other basses are just overpowering. You're gonna have to turn those down. And if you process the sub and the basses together, like saturate them together or clip them together and push them and glue them together, it's really going to increase the energy too and get things feeling heavier and fatter, which is a good time. It's a very good time. Next in line is Crush 80 with 5 big booms. Let's see what he got right now. 5 big booms. Actually, give me one moment. Nevrozet, you're welcome. We good. We good. We got 5 big booms. Up next, it's the demo 5 big booms by Crush 80. Minute. Oh, Dub, we got that Lopez on. Let's go. You're welcome, Never Zap. Glad I can help you, man. Keep on grinding.
We're so sorry to hear about your brother that passed away. He gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 Boom!
No problem, JVM. I'll see you later. Peace out, bro. You get 5 big booms, JVM. Peace out. Yo, 5 big booms. What is going on here? You sampled the Costco boys? Oh my Lord, have mercy. This is funny. I don't know if this is a joke. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is serious or a joke song. But we got lots of different vibes. We got 5 big boom vibes. And then we got these like super happy melodic vibes. With no sub, by the way, no bass. Just kick low. So like there's no bass line at all. This is very empty. Feeling a bit odd. I do appreciate the laugh for the 5 big booms, though. Definitely. Oh, we're on the next song. I was like, what? That's not what I heard. Yeah, so if you actually want feedback on this, just make it less empty, add more elements in the intro, add a bass line when the kick is playing. Learn about house or tech house bass lines. And it sounds like it's in major or something. So write something maybe in minor, make it sad and dark, and really change the feeling so that it feels less happy, I guess. You need to feel sad. You know, everything's written in minor all the time. And we be rolling in that minor. Next up, inline, Find You. Wait, where's Find You from? Hold up. Hold up. Who did Find You? Maybe... Oh, Lord have mercy. We're going to do a quick check real quick. Find You. Who made this? Who made this song? If you're in the chat, let me know. Find You. Because usually these songs will be like, I'll download them and then the name will change. So that's why I ask. It may be someone else's song. So yeah, just let me know in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to go on to the next submission here. Apple Snaz. Worm. Tongue. Orchard. Orchard. Worm Tongue. Let's run it.
Unlock rhythm.
Worm Tongue, Orchard. Grave Angel, did you make the song, Worm Tongue? Are you Apple Snoz? Are you talking about find you? Cool. Worm Tongue. This was kind of evil, kind of Halloween vibes at the beginning, which is really cool. Once we got to this buildup, though, it felt very empty. If you just add like a big sub bass, you know, that pitches down, stays on root, and pitches back up while it builds up, it will add a lot of energy, and you can feel that shit in the club and the festival. So we really want this to feel fuller, more energy. Just easy sub. That's all you can do. You can even add more than that, but sub is minimum in these sections.
Fuck that shit.
In these sections, these guns are very small. They're very quiet, and you can easily tell because the hats around them are louder than them. So that's just not okay. These guns, the mids and highs, have to be layered a lot. Lows have to be big and prominent. They have to be squished together, brought up a lot. And you get them fuller right here. More energy. They sound fuller. That's better. But we're lacking a lot of energy right here because of just the flow and the layering of the guns.
That shit. Fuck that shit.
These vocals here
Fuck that shit.
are kind of like the opposite of the heaviness. So use vocals that are like deep and scary and dark, or that relate to whatever the songs about, whatever Worm Tongue orchard means. You know, vocals that relate, Halloween vocals, I don't know. Like hear how you did Apple Snows, like scary vocals, basically, like that. That will match the energy around it, and it's going to help a lot. In the last drop, you have a bass playing in the background, like kind of wubbing the whole time, and it's messing with the flow of your guns. It's almost competing with everything, and you would probably do better without it, you know? It's like wow, wow. It's like wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow. It's like a wub with all the guns. Like doesn't match energy also. And because the guns stop, you know, that wub still plays through the silences of the guns breaking. And that's just messing with the flow. We want to be able to feel the gun stop and start without that bass interfering with the rhythm. I think that's about it. It's a good idea. I can feel the heart in it. So keep it up. Just post-processing. Look at my latest Murata Guns video, or look at the Tarot Guns video I just released a couple days ago, and that'll help you just kind of open your mind to how many layers you can do or what needs to be done, things like that. But yeah, just let me know. Go Dubs, you're very welcome. Good song, dog. Give Big Booms was just a meme song. Although I cringe, glad it made you laugh. Yeah, Grave Angel, that's funny. That's classic. Good job, guys. Y'all did very well. You get 2 claps. Okay, maybe 4 claps. Nicely done. Remember, if you guys want feedback on your songs, I do these streams every Monday. This one was delayed a bit. No problem. We still got it done. Go into my Discord here and submit your songs and hashtag live WIP feedback. I let in about 15 per stream, so get yours in as soon as possible. And yeah, hit me up if you have any questions. DM me on Instagram or Discord, and hit me up if you need a private lesson. I do 1v1 lessons to really get you learning as fast as possible, get you leveled up, and take you in whatever direction you want to go in. You know what it is. I'll see you soon. Thanks for the support, all y'all. Peace out, and good job, guys. GG's in the chat. GG's. Big GG's in the chat. Big GG's. All right, guys. Peace out. Later.